wanted to let you guys know that I needed to make this video for myself, for my own mental health. I'm currently going through the worst month of my entire life. There's a certain healing quality about the Beatles and their music. So if you're going through anything, I hope that we can heal together. I hope that we can get through this. I know that we can. In my last video, I reacted to the Beatles Past Masters Volume 1 Side 1. Now moving on to Volume 1 Side 2. And the first song is going to be Long Tall Sally, originally by Little Richard. This is a cover, and the lead vocal falls on Paul. I get a sense from this song that we're gonna have some fun tonight. I love how just right out the gate it bursts like a rocket launching into space. Just and even though it starts off out of 10, it finds a way to build on that. And now I feel like we're in that zone where it's like a 60s school dance, the upbeat songs, the dance where everyone's jumping around on their feet. Picture that scene in Greece where they're having the school dance off, like a competition. I
picture that high energy, so much going on, a commotion.
It's no question that a reason why this song is so fun is because it's in a major key. It has a ringing sensation. Might be G major.
But if it's not, don't kill me.
I love the dramatic effect of the stops. I feel like it adds this push and pull, this stress and tension, and it keeps people on the edge of their seat. I know that it keeps me waiting for the next thing that they're about to say in anticipation. That ow had so much passion and tension and was so earthy, gritty and raw, and had a lot of passion. And even though it had all this intense emotion, it was still very light and fun and helps to loosen the mood a little bit. I love how all the guitars come together and create this really full sound that just fills the room with the fun energy. And I love the piano. It adds this texture, this color of fun, and it feels a little bit red, like everything going on is forming this red sound. Slowly rode this staircase upward until it reached its peak. That was fun. I just think the production of the whole song was done so immaculately, so geniusly. They took this already great song and they made it their own, and they incorporated a lot of classical elements, and this just had a very rock and roll classic feel. Song number 2 is I Call Your Name, and the lead vocal is John this time. We're going down the list. I call your name. There were several different elements in this song that drew me in for so many different reasons. I want to go back to one of the first things that really stood out to me. That instrumentation right at the top leading into the vocal sets a beachy vibe. But you're not there. We gotta love the straightforward, easily danceable rhythm of this song. Has a 4/4 time signature.
Danceable, fun,
easy to listen to. It's major, but it's not as bright and ringing as Long Tall Sally. This one has a little bit more of a cooler, mysterious undertone. Since you've been gone. With a very interesting sounding percussive instrument that adds a little bit of spice into the mix. Bing, bing, bing. Could be a bell, just something in addition to the drum. I don't know, I love that chord change right there. Don't you know I can't take it? I don't know can. And the way the melody just sits on top of it too, and it helps flow that passage like a river. It adds so much flavor. This part stood out to me too. The instruments are played in a very jumpy fashion. The guitar strings are played a little differently. There's some bounce and staccato nature to this section right here. I feel like it blurs the lines between playfulness and actually pretty emotional. We're off to song number 3 for this side, which also doubles as cover number 2, Slow Down, and our lead vocal is John again.
Baby, baby, won't you walk with me, man, slow down, down. If you want our love to last, baby, what can't you be true? I need you, but if you want our love to last.
Woo! This song made me so happy because I can't help but to feel like this song was the first and the second song just smushed together. This was the perfect melding. It was an intersection. It kept that beachy vibe alive. And in this song, the Beatles prove that not only are they exceptional musicians, but they're true artists, and they will push the boundaries and the laws of what's conventional and what's not. They'll do these fun little things, just as danceable as the last song, keeping it in 4/4. It was also major, think a different key, but just major, and that's what counts. The happiness, keeping things alive, keeping things moving and bouncing and flowing and running. I loved the piano, just starting right away with the piano, was starting with this gusto, starting with this spirit that I love.
Come on, baby, baby, give me one more chance. Try to save our romance, slow down.
The Beatles nailed what songs to choose to cover because this song was right in their wheelhouse. Slow Down, perfect, a perfect match for them, and the production was insane. I think that helps to add to that very Beatles-like nature where it feels like all the instrumentation, every single instrument, every melodic line that's going on feels huge, like it creates this really vast setting, like they're in a jungle. And then the voice is a lot more tamed. It's a little bit more restrained. It's a little bit more shoved down, and so it creates this sense of like this small child in a great big world. And then they pull one of their signature stops. Even though this is a cover, they found a song that creates that illusion, that stop for suspense and then keep it going and keep it flowing, which we know that they love to do and they know we love to hear.
Baby, give me one more chance. Try to save our romance, slow down.
And the trrr, trrr of the drum adds so much to the liveliness of the song.
Walk with me. Come on, our romance, slow down. Baby, you better slow down.
Another drum moment there that's a little bit prolonged, and that has a little bit of a different effect.
Baby, what you trying to do? You better slow down.
So far, this side 2 is a lot of fun. It's keeping it moving, keeping it jumping. I can hear all of these songs being played at a 60s school dance. I feel like they could play this at a dance of today, at a 6th grade dance, at a 7th grade dance. I think the kids would have fun to this, right? I think I would have had fun to this in 6th, 7th grade. If you're returning to my channel, then you know this. If you're new here, you don't. We don't do number 4 here. We do numero 4. And so today, our numero 4 is Matchbox. And the lead vocal is Ringo Starr. Crazy how in this side we're getting a Ringo before a George, but that is okay. I'm always pleasantly surprised by Ringo. Hopefully that'll be the case today. Big musical moment, 4/4 major, scruffy, gruffy, classic rock and roll. We got the rhythm guitar, we got the lead guitar, we got all of these sounds just creating this ball, this rock, that's just rolling. There's a stinging sharpness to the sound. It's vibrant, it's electric, minus an actual electric sound, but it's an electrifying sound, if that makes sense. Right at the beginning, we have that like push, pull, back, forth feeling right there. Dun, 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 dun.
I said I'm sitting here watching matchbox holding my clothes, wondering matchbox holding my clothes.
And the execution of the vocal is actually very well done, extremely intriguing. There's this playful nature, but it's also very captivating, keeping us as the audience engaged as to what's going on with this song.
Away from home.
There's no clear distortion. We get this sense that they're playing on old instruments, or maybe it's the production makes us feel this way, that there's like this old rusty feeling.
If you don't want me those peaches, honey, build us around my tree.
And the lyrics in the song are really funny. I like them. If you don't want my peaches, honey, don't take my tea. Did I get that right?
When the big dog gets here, watch how your puppy dog runs.
And when your big dog gets here, watch how your puppy dog runs. That's pretty funny. I like this song. It's enjoyable. All in all, Matchbox is like a confined chaos, or like the taming of a wildfire. Number 5 is I Feel Fine, lead vocals John Lennon.
Baby's good to me, I'm not with her and I feel fine. She's my little girl. She's in love with me and I feel fine.
I loved this one. So I finally feel like we're starting to pivot a little bit in this side. Now we're starting to branch away from the first 4 songs. That sound is a little bit geared in a different direction. Right away, I got a sense of, oh, maybe this is gonna be starting their experimentalness. Because, you know, we had that one, I didn't mean to do that. We had that one note starting off at the and then right away, I thought, oh, kind of in the realm of Simon and Garfunkel, specifically Mrs. Robinson, right? There's that kind of sound to it. Bright sunshine, a little bit lighter, a little more mellow than our previous songs that were a little bit more heavier rock and roll. And now this one's a little bit more ding 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 ding, like pretty, cutesy. The vocal delivery is carried out with this ease and this peaceful, calm nature.
I'm in love with her and I feel fine.
And the way all of the layering of the harmonies, they're kind of like string or like velvet. They're all wrapped up like a bow, so easily, so smooth and easy and flowy.
She's my little girl.
That ooh on top of the she's my little girl in the melody, beautiful. I love how those two worlds collided right there.
She's telling all the world. As a diamond rings, you know she said so. She's in love.
I love the way the guitar is being played. I love the line of the guitar. It's really, really nice. And they know how to pick up and elevate the music every time they incorporate the drum in a section like that, where it just transports us to a new reality. The song was really, really refreshing, and not because I have anything against the style of the first 4 songs. I actually really enjoyed those. This was the perfect way to break things up. Number 6, we got She's a Woman, lead vocal Paul.
Know that she's no peasant. She hate to see me cry. Make me jealous, give me all the time as well. She's no peasant. She's a woman.
Amazing. I just want to focus on the vocal delivery because we have to every time Paul sings, because his voice is just supreme. He really has such a great handle on his instrument. What he did here, he showed us right from the beginning who he was, what his talent was. There's no surprises. We know what we can get from him because he's exceptional. He gave us this raspy, gritty, earthy sound, and at the same time kept it very light, flowy. He collided these characteristics that he has a good handle over and created this sound for this song that kept it easy to listen to and kept it danceable while keeping it super interesting. Every moment of the vocal was captivating. I think he created this sound for this song strategically because this song had a very poppy blues feel, had a little bit more R&B elements, and he carried that out so well, so brilliantly. These Beatles are clever musicians.
My love don't give me presents forever and forever. My love don't give me presents.
And you can hear a soulfulness in the break of his tone right here.
Forever and forever. My love don't give me presents.
That break in my love don't give me presents. Not only does Paul's vocal sound carry out the genre of the music, but also the message that this is a sadder song coming from a heartbroken place.
No satisfaction.
In that sentiment.
She will never make me jealous. She's a woman who understands. She's a woman.
Here, that breakdown is reminiscent of a separate Beatles sound that they explore more in different songs.
I know that she's no present.
They can just seamlessly go back into the previous sound, and the way they're able to bring those two worlds together is genius. No hiccups were felt, no stoppages, just one sound into another, like waves crashing onto the shore. The next one comes and the next one comes.
She's a woman of my man.
The reasons to love She's a Woman are endless. I love the shimmering percussive instrument in addition to the drums. It hasn't gone unnoticed that the Beatles do express themselves creatively with their different percussive instrumentation. I've noticed that. Next up, we've got Bad Boy, lead vocals, John.
Do nothing right, just been feeling that look so good. He's a rock and roll musical man. Junior, behave yourself. Every time that he gets is off to the Gonna Junior's head is hot as rock. Now, Junior, behave yourself.
I love the behave yourself.
Junior's head is hot as rock. Now, Junior, behave yourself.
Behave yourself. It's kind of internalized, it's pulled inward. I love it. This side is just filled with covers, which I'm totally here for because I don't think I had heard too many of the Beatles covers before. I've heard people covering Beatles songs, but I haven't necessarily heard Beatles covering other people's songs, but I've heard people talk about how well the Beatles are able to cover other songs, so I'm really happy to get well acquainted with their covers.
Don't do nothing right, just been feeling that look so good.
I love how they're able to convey and broadcast the same emotion instrumentation as in the vocal delivery. They have this edge of desperation going on, this form of crying out. The way that the line in the guitar is played feels like it's crying out. There's like a sense of weeping. Perhaps like being on your knees and begging, pleading.
Junior's head is hot as rock. Now, Junior, behave yourself.
And they really got their ow nailed in this. We've arrived at the second to last song, Yes It Is, and our lead vocals are on John with Paul and George.
If you were read to that my baby was, everybody knows it's true. Yes, it is. My bride, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Tonight, that will make me blue. I could be happy. This is, yes, it is. It's true.
Greatest change of pace with this song. So far we've had a steady 4/4 rhythm, and this one switches it up completely on us. We have a more 12/8 kind of sweeping feel, and There's so much beauty in this song, but it's also paired with dissonance. And the interesting thing is that I feel that a lot of the beauty does come from the dissonance, which is something I didn't think I would ever say. Normally for me, dissonance adds a more edgy feel where it doesn't necessarily add to the beauty, but in this song it adds to the emotion, which the Beatles are so amazing at conveying and having us feel what they feel. We feel this melancholic sorrow.
If you were red tonight.
Prediction on why there's so much reliance on this dissonance, on these beautiful seventh chords and on these suspension chords. It's because it's pulling from beautiful memories, or memories that are good, but now since they're in the past, there's this melancholic feeling about them. It's the fact that they're not continuing now that puts a cloud, a dark storm cloud over beautiful sunny days. Looking back, nostalgia kind of gives us that sense of feeling blue sometimes, even when we look back on happy memories. Unreachable, unattainable.
My baby wore, and what's more is true.
Also a unique sound in the strings, the way it's being played, just the way it's ringing out is very, very silver, very soft and subdued.
Everybody knows, I'm sure. Remember all the things we planned.
This song is like a romanticized version of a rickety, broken, rusty swing set. Very old, no longer should be working, but you know, there's someone who loves the swing set and keeps on swinging. I'm so invested in that little part right there. I love it.
Yes it is, yes it is, oh yes it is, yeah. Tonight.
There, that's a huge major dissonant clashing of the sounds, a cluster.
In spite of you, it's true.
Beautiful. Last but not least, we've got I'm Down, lead vocal, McCartney.
Lies thinking I can see. I'm down, down on the ground, really down. I'm down, down on the ground. All alone and nobody else. How can you laugh when you know I'm down?
I feel like I'm Down could be like the biggest context clue as to how the musical world could go towards a heavy rock, heavy metal direction. This was a hint of what's to come in the musical world.
Cry 'cause you're laughing at me, I'm down, really down.
We've already mentioned that the Beatles are big on duality, but here is a prime example of how this song is filled with so many fun instruments. There's this electric organ, there's bongos, there's so many sounds, so many instruments that are flowing together, but then at the same time there's a heavy reliance on a cappella. There are moments where there's no instruments going on at all, more than in other songs that I've noticed.
When you know I'm down, how can you laugh when you know I'm down?
And I love the way that they get experimental with the instruments right here in this section. Kind of feels like the sound hula hoops around the central note, around the pitch. It kind of goes wow, 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 wow.
When you know I'm down.
Something that absolutely cannot be overlooked, that cannot be ignored about this side, about the Beatles' Past Masters Volume 1, Side 2, is the bass. It's just so beautiful, magical in every single song. I'm supposed to update you guys today about my next week of Beatles listening, but things have been so crazy. I don't know what week I'm in. I don't know what day I'm on. I'm sorry, I've just lost track of everything time-wise, so I will have to get back with you because that was something that brought me a lot of joy, so I want to get back into that. I will come back to that, but just right now, my mind is all over the place. I'm scattered. I'm trying to find the ground again. I don't even feel like I'm awake. I feel like this whole month has been a nightmare. I was gonna say a dream because that's the reality state I'm in, but a terrible, horrible dream, a nightmare that I keep on hoping I'm going to wake up from, which I'm still waiting to wake up from. Thank you to everyone who has sent kind words to me and warm wishes and everything. I really appreciate that. It doesn't go unnoticed, and it does help a lot, more than I ever thought it would. I didn't ever think something like that would help in a situation like this, but it actually does. And so I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that if you're going through something difficult, that you can get out of it. I want to provide for you the support you've given to me. I want to thank you, and I want to tell you how strong and amazing you are. If you were able to help me out, then I know that you are capable of anything. So here's to hoping that something wonderful happens to you today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to come back to you soon with my next one.